Hey, welcome back everybody. Back in the garage with Chaz here. As you can see, Chaz is still in the house. At any rate, we're gonna get back at everything now. Try and finish up some things on Chaz so we can get the hopefully get some primer and a bit of body work on it and some prime. That's the goal, to get done so we can get it back to Brad in the spring, in a state that it's completely usable and ready for final color, or we'll figure out that step. But only so far we can go right now. Top's already done and things that you've seen. We did do some of the interior already. Of course, I got junk all over the floor, but there's a new floor in. We got the benches in place to make sure everything fits, and it's starting to come along. We did not mount the top tent yet, but we're going to wait till after we spray some primer and things, because I'm not sure if we're going to have to do any primer work on the roof itself. That's still original paint and probably is going to be good, but we're going to get to that when we get to it. We're just going to keep on going. I'll try and keep on giving you guys some content. Sorry, I got some funky lighting going on here. Try and keep on going and give you guys updates to what we're doing. It's going to be a little slow going for the home stretch here, but we're going to keep going. Hopefully I'll get this sliding door off today. I'd like to strip this down. I got a couple little repairs to do in the bottom corners back there and up here. It was, the door had come off and it dented the corners. We're going to try and fix that up today, sand this down, get some things cleaned up, and maybe grind some welds in this back corner and get some things done there. Here we go. Okay, so we got a little bit of grinding done along the welds here. I'm going to take the sander and my little finger grinder and sand those nice and smooth, get them all done up. We got all the way around the corner back to this point here. Still going to weld that last panel in there, and we got to weld the one in underneath the door, but I'll do that once I get the door off. The goal is today to sand this down a little bit, maybe get all the paint off this panel here, get this door off, strip it down, fix these two bottom corners like I mentioned earlier, and we'll have that ready for some primer, or at least body work, then primer. We're going to keep going. Here we go. Alright, take a look at where we're at. Got a bunch of the welds ground down on the seam we talked about. And took the finger grinder, did a nice cleanup. I'm trying to get away from the light and shadows here. So we got a lot of this cleaned up, the welds with the finger grinder. It's smoothed out pretty good. Gonna take a sand to it. Started sanding up in this area and this panel. I think you captured a bit of that one was time lapsing. But it's starting to taper down. Gonna try and strip it down right to the metal and get everything nice and cleaned up on that panel. Finish cleaning this welds off, and then this panel in that corner will be ready for some work. Gonna have to do some sanding up around the windows too. We'll have to do all that blocked up by hand, but we'll start cleaning that up. I'd like to get started on this door today too. I've got the weather with me, today or tomorrow. Get that door off, put it on the stand, sand it down outside where I don't have to worry about dust, and get it really cleaned up. So that's the goal for the next day or two. get those things cleaned up. If I can finish this side sanding, get that door, a good dog leg, got one little repair to still do down there, so maybe get that done, weld this panel in, and then this side of the bus will be ready to go for primer and maybe a bit of body filler, sand it out, prime it, and then this side of the bus will be squared away. Let's keep going. All right, here we go again. Got one panel kind of cleaned up. Took the big stripper tool there, the drum sander, and finished getting the last of the paint and things off. Got to give it a sand still. A little bit of cleaning up to do here. That'll get that little corner on the doors off because the bracket's kind of in the way. Gonna keep working around the corner here, get that rear corner all done up. If we can get all this metal prep today, that's a pretty good win, I think. And I'm going to continue with this door. Like I said, we're going to keep going here, get this side done, get the metal welded on, grind wherever we've got to grind. All right, let's take a look at what we've got going on here. I've got all the paint taken off, belt line down, rear corner, and this back quarter panel. Ground the welds, got things sanded up. It's looking pretty good. A couple little spots. I said, did I take a light to it? I think it's at least one pinhole that I could see. So we shine a light back there, and we'll clean up any little pinholes we find in any of the welds, grind those clean, sand it up again, and then move on to the next panel. But it's looking pretty good. Still got to get this door off. I got to wait for somebody to make it home here to give me a hand to pop that off, and then likely gonna see if we can pull this little dent here too. You can really see that very well, but there's a little dimple there. Comes from the door mechanism. The door gets pushed in, but it's not quite forward enough. It hits right there. A little scar that lots of the bay windows have. I put that same dent into my bus this summer when we were traveling out west. But gonna try and tack weld a little rod on that. Give that a little tug to get that pulled back out. Clean that up. Got a bit of a high spot in this area here. We're gonna have to take a torch to shrink that metal a little bit to get that flattened out. And then this panel will be ready to start doing some bodywork filler on. I think I'm going to finish sanding the rear corner right to the roof line, right to the drip rail. Finish sanding all that off, get that cleaned up, and work our way around. This door I want to take off, pop it onto a stand. I'm just going to do it outside. It's going to be pretty dusty. It's got some filler in it that it's a bit heavy on. So we're going to try and get that off, do it outside, minimize the dust that I got to deal with in here. And we'll get that one stripped down as well. The other side of the bus one, finish off this side, get it turned around. This rear quarter sanded down a lot on the other side, so that side will come together fairly quickly as well. At any rate, that's Chaz so far. We'll keep going. Cheers. All right, back in the garage again today with Chaz. Got the door off, as you can tell, and I got my junk stored there. Nice new floors in place and stuff mentioned the other day. But it is gloomy and wet out. So, got the door out here, set on a stand. And we're going to start cleaning some of this off. I'm just going to use the air scissors to get a bit of the filler away. You can see that this door was repaired. I will say repaired. Not well. Pretty lumpy, but it'll be what's going to be. We'll clean it up. We'll put some filler on that again, obviously. But we're just going to get this thing squared away. And clean her up, sand her down, bare metal, get her cleaned up, and redo it. Here we go. Alright, so we're going to get a little look here at this door looks like. I don't think it's the greatest. Pretty lumpy. You can see it's really bad low spots. Got a patch put on here, it's brazed on, some dents. It is salvageable, certainly, but it's going to take a little bit of work to get this thing squared away. I got all the paint off, so I've got a bit of sanding to do to get some of the little spots off. We can get that cleaned up, get the hardware off, get the window out, and finish sanding the rest of it. But I'm going to see if I can get a donor door for this. I think I got my hands on one if that's possible. Probably go that direction just to well, put a better product on the bus as we get going. But getting around here, Chaz sitting there. A little roof over my head for today to be able to do the sanding just outside the garage. It's warm enough, just a bit wet. But I got to get the welds ground up here. Got the little piece underneath the step. I got to put the nuts in there for the bumper mount. Weld that piece in. Grind those things up. We've got some welds to grind off on this side. We're going to turn the bus around to do that. And we still got to fix these holes. I'm putting here. And probably sand down the whole nose, see where we're at. Everything squared away there. Hopefully we don't find any more things like we're finding in this door, although most areas we've already worked on. We didn't do the two front doors yet, but we'll get to those as well. Keep on going. Just, do what we got to do to get Chaz on the road and get him so we can have some happy family times with him. Kind of smiling there right now. Cute. Here we go. Alright, so you can see the doors back in the garage. It's kind of crappy out there today, but gonna hang the door back in its place. I'm not sure what we're gonna do with that one yet. We're either gonna have to reskin it, or I'm not sure what it is. We can skin it, so it's not the end of the world. The rest of the door is in decent shape, but we'll get it sanded down. I'm gonna pop the glass out, take the glass out, finish sanding the rest of it, and we'll see about skinning it if I can't find a donor door. And we'll get that squared away as well. Not the end of the world. Better to fix it now than have it be a problem for Brad in the near future, although it'll still last a while like that. It's, I'd have an awful lot of filler on it though, and that just doesn't sit right. But at any rate, we're going to keep on plucking away here. A bit too crappy out to keep going out sanding outside like that. It's just a bit too miserable. So we'll see what else I can take her with here today, and then we'll get back at her again tomorrow. Hopefully the weather's cooperates a little more. Here we go. Alright, back outside in the garage, but outside of the garage. I'm going to work on the nose of this Chaz today. Going to get the welds ground off. Got a couple of welds to finish up over here, get these lights back off, and work on the nose today. The weather is mild, it's fairly clear, and we can work outside comfortably. Let's do it. There we go. Got the nose squared away. Going to finish cleaning up the rest. Got a couple spots to repair here, little dents. Everything's squared away. We're gonna do a little relief cut, fix those dents, re-weld it. I got a couple little spots to fix on the bottom grinding. I'll finish stripping off the rest of the paint on the nose here, and then we'll be able to assess, do whatever repairs are necessary, and get the nose ready for some body work. Here we go. All right, getting a bit wet out here, raining now, but got the nose stripped down pretty much. Gonna get that grill off there. Gonna clean around inside the headlights a little bit. Gonna clean off the primer of this little piece, clean up any welds. I got a couple spots to fix, but we're not gonna continue today because it is just getting too wet. But Chaz come along and strip up the pillars. I'm gonna have to do that with a small little sander to get cleaned up in there, get the very top edge. A little bit harder to see, but crusty up in here. We'll clean that up, get some rust converter in on that, and hopefully get all this metal trimmed up. A couple little repairs to in the front. Still got these holes to fix. That might be a tomorrow thing now if the weather's better, or the next decent day. I can fix it in the garage if I really need to. I can push the bus all the way in till it's really as far in as I can get it. It'll give me enough room inside, even with the door closed, to fix those things. But if I get a nice day, it is nice to be able to just do it outside. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap her up for today. I did order a skin to repair that door. I don't like the way the bottom of that is. We're gonna strip that down, get that new skin on there, get the glass out, finish sanding the rest of it, and then I got a repair here to do still, and yeah, loads to do. At any rate, thanks for watching. Appreciate everybody that comes by, sees the progress of Chaz, watches Chaz's journey. Smash the like button for me if you can, if you haven't, if you like it. Subscribe if you haven't, costs nothing. Subscriptions are free, but more subscriptions are better for me. I appreciate it very much. Cheers.